I really want to thank those of you who decided to join me here today. I'm glad you made the choice, and I'm excited to share this valuable information with you. Insurance, as you know, is one of the largest household and business expenses we have year over year. And for most of us, it is a confusion, a frustration, and a headache. My goal today is give you information that you can use to make the whole process of finding and purchasing insurance less of a chore and headache. And in the process, you may just rediscover your confidence in dealing with the insurance agents and companies. So let me tell you who this is for so that you know if you're in the right place. If you're tired of feeling alone when dealing with insurance, and would appreciate a trusted professional on your side, you're probably in the right place. If you're tired of feeling taken advantage of by your insurance company and want to take back and take control of your power, you're probably in the right place. If you want more control over your premium, I know that you're in the right place. In our time together, let me tell you what I hope to cover with you. I want to remind you that knowledge is power. I want you to understand how the insurance contract can work for you. I want you to understand the power you have in your renewal or regular review of your insurance policy. And I want you to see the power of working with an agent that you know and trust, the benefit of that. And I want you to understand the power of a high deductible, putting your money to work for you. I strongly encourage you to stay till the end of our presentation. People find different information helpful, so it's hard to know where you will have your aha moment. In any case, we will have helpful insights and a few tools to assist you in planning and management of your insurance program. But before we get into that information, I want to check in with you and see where you currently are, and if this sounds like you. Does dealing with insurance companies make you crazy? Are you tired of insurance agents blowing up your phone after shopping online? Are you sick and tired of endless 800 numbers and their terrible hold music? Do you wish someone would actually explain your policy to you in everyday language? And are you ready today to take back the power and control in regard to your insurance? How much time, energy, and money do you waste shopping for insurance? Waiting through a phone answering system or waiting on hold for service? Confused and frustrated working through the claims process? If any of these things sound like you, I need to tell you that none of those are the real problem. So, what exactly is the real problem? Let me tell you. We are being asked to play a game, and no one has given us the rules. 20 years ago, when I started my training to be an insurance agent, I was told by my trainer, you don't need to know everything about insurance or the policies. You simply need to hit a nerve and sell the insurance. It's no wonder the insurance industry had a terrible reputation with that kind of leadership. Thank goodness that was not how the industry started and is certainly not the rule of thumb today. The insurance industry is highly regulated to protect customers and their interest. The insurance companies have to employ lobbyists to protect their interest. And today, most insurance agents work diligently as risk managers and advisors, representing their clients' best interest, working with insurance companies to find the best fit. If you had someone on your side, you would feel supported when it comes to insurance. You would feel confident your coverage was sufficient. You would know that you're paying for the coverage you want. The bottom line is this: I am here to tell you, yes, you can take back the power and control of your insurance program. Together, we're going to pull back the curtain on insurance companies and agent practices in California. I'm going to expose little known facts to you. If you put into action what we talk about today, you will understand the system and how to make it work for you. You can shop with confidence for the coverage you need. You'll have the tools to spot that seller agent, and you'll have the peace of mind knowing you have the coverage you need. And should you choose so, you will have a trusted professional on your side. I believe insurance was and is meant to be personal. So let me share a little bit with you about who I am. I was born and raised in California. I'm a married man with a family of my own and a new driver. I have over 20 years of experience in the insurance industry. I have a solid record of client satisfaction. I am fully licensed for personal lines, commercial lines, life insurance, and financial services. I only work with A-plus rated companies. And I have been where you are. That's right. I have been where you are. When I was old enough to earn an income, my father told me I would have to get my own insurance. I had no idea what I was doing. I only knew how much I could afford. Like all my friends then, I went out and looked for the cheapest insurance I could find. If you've taken the time to read my LinkedIn page, you'll know exactly how that worked out for me. I went through the same feelings and frustrations that we all have. I was asked to play a game and pay for a game that no one would tell me the rules for. I don't have to tell you how frustrating that was. I know for the most part, you've all been there as well. Listen, I grew up being taught that knowledge is power and the truth will set you free. I just didn't know that it applied to insurance as well until Bud, my dad's insurance guy, took me as a client and taught me at least enough of the rules so that I could play the game. Knowing the rules made all the difference. Are you aware that you actually sign a contract when you purchase insurance of any kind? They might call it a policy, but it's a contract that gives you rights and sets specific rules in regard to your coverage. But don't forget, it gives you rights. That's gem number two. You have rights like you get to select your coverage. You can change your coverage anytime during the policy. You can cancel your policy at any time. Yeah, some companies are going to charge you an early cancellation fee. The companies can only change your rate at renewal time. Why do you think that most policies are only 6 months long? The companies can only cancel a policy for legal notice, and even when they do so, they have to give you a certain time to seek other coverages. Here's what Patty has to say about me. Here are some of the things you'll never have to do again when you learn some of the rules of the game. You'll never have to feel at the mercy of the insurance company. You won't have to worry about having enough coverage when there's an accident, secure in the knowledge that you and your family are protected. You don't have to feel inadequate or alone when it comes to dealing with matters of insurance. So let me ask you again, are you in control and confident in dealing with your insurance? Well, it's time to take back that power and control. Remember, your policy is a contract that primarily protects your best interests, and the time is short. Don't let your renewal review simply slip by. The companies have included in your policy an auto renewal feature, and we all know that time flies when we're busy. And before you know it, you're into your third term. And unless you've received totally outrageous increases in premium, most people will simply let it renew. Your agent may not even offer a renewal review, knowing that any changes that lowers your premiums also lowers their commission. Insurance company, because of the stiff competition between companies in the marketplace, are consistently making changes to your policy. They let you know about these changes in that stack of paperwork you get near renewal that you never read. They may even come with an entirely new program that's more competitive in the marketplace. And if you don't inquire about any new programs, the company is simply happy to grandfather your policy and let you continue pay the higher premiums. Recently, at the beginning of the COVID-19 stay-at-home voluntary confinement, companies were being very understanding and offered discounts for a couple of months on the auto insurance. Then they continued to charge you for driving 13,000 miles a year when your driving had dropped to below 4,000. Don't skip that review. Find out what's happening and take control and take advantage of what helps you out. So let's take a moment and look at how to play the game. There are four basic rules that make up any insurance program. Rule 1, it's about protecting your property. Insurance companies came into existence to protect personal and business property. They exist to pay claims on damaged goods and property from specific risks like fire, flood, earthquake, theft, accidents, etc. So selecting enough coverage is key to this process. If not done properly, you may not have enough coverage to replace or repair your property. And remember, unless you've purchased a warranty program, traditional insurance is not about maintenance. And you need to understand the exclusions in your policy. Rule number 2, it's about protecting your physical self. You could get hurt in an accident, and you want to make sure that your medical bills, lost wages, etc. are covered. This is an area where many people and agents will attempt to reduce premium, but in the end, they're only doing you a disservice. Let me give you a couple of examples. I've heard so many people say, I have good medical insurance. I don't need that much insurance coverage from you. You may be correct, but please understand this. If the accident is not your fault, you and your medical insurance should not be paying the bill, not even for the copay. If your medical insurance pays the bill, eventually your rates will go up. The responsible party and their insurance should be paying for everything. Your insurance only should be used when their insurance runs out and you don't wish to pursue legal action. Selecting the right coverage. Let's talk for a moment about uninsured and underinsured coverage. 1 in 4 drivers in California is driving without insurance or with only the legal minimum. If you had an accident with them and it was their fault and you are injured, you will not have enough coverage to pay your expenses. $15,000 just doesn't cut it anymore. Uninsured and underinsured coverage on your policy steps in and pays you up to the policy limit. And if this coverage is reduced to save money, then in the end, you have to pick up any overflow charges on your own. Ask your potential agent to explain this coverage to you. If they can't, then you really don't want them as your agent. Rule number 3, it's about protecting your personal liability. No matter how hard we try, sometimes the accident is our responsibility, our fault. Or the law in the land says the responsibility is your fault. In these cases, especially where we have caused physical injury to the other person, it's very easy to understand the difference between the price of insurance versus the cost of insurance. Let me explain. The price of insurance is simple. That's the price that the insurance company is charging you for the insurance you have. On the other hand, the cost of insurance is what it will cost you if you don't have enough coverage. Even with good insurance, you may not have enough to cover your liability expenses and could end up on the wrong side of a lawsuit. These lawsuits often will have verdicts in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's okay if you have that lying around, but most of us do not. And in California, the judge can charge you up to 50%. He can charge you up to 50% of your earned income. Rule number 4 is about the power of the deductible. Don't control the price of insurance by undercutting your coverage. Control the price of insurance with a higher deductible. A higher deductible always means a lower premium, and you only need to put together that deductible when the accident is your fault. Listen, I understand you don't want to pay a high deductible and wipe out your monthly budget. That's why I always recommend putting your deductible in a savings investment that maintains it in a liquid state so that it's available. Some of these financial tools include a Roth IRA or a whole or variable life policy that grows cash value. In both these cases, you put your deductible aside, it grows interest while it's waiting to be used, it works for you, and it's easily available when you need it, then paying for the claim doesn't touch your monthly budget. By doing this, you are insuring yourself against a high deductible. So these are obviously only 4 of the rules. There are others, and you still don't know them all. It's all right. I've worked in the industry for 20 years, and I still don't know them all because besides them being kept hidden, they're also different for each carrier, different for each policy, and are constantly changing. Would you have your doctor do your taxes or your mechanic perform surgery on your children? Of course not. Knowing how the insurance industry works, or even knowing who to call to get the answer, is a skill. That's why there are insurance agents to represent you. But remember, they also represent the company and they represent themselves. This is not always an easy place to be. And perhaps it's why a course on ethics is always included every 2 years in the mandatory continuing education for renewal of our licenses. Insurance is not for do-it-yourselfers. It's not one size fits all. And it's definitely not set it and forget it. And yet we still try to do it ourselves, despite feeling frustrated through the whole process. For your own good, find an agent you know and trust. Here is another shameless plug on my behalf from a current customer. And remember, yes, you can create a powerful insurance policy that protects you and your family against life's little accidents using what you'll learn during our time together. So I think we covered all the points I said we would when we started our time together today. We talked about the frustration of playing the insurance game and not knowing the rules. We talked about the insurance policy as a contract that gives you rights of which most people never take advantage. And we talked about the insurance industry in California as being highly regulated so that this contract almost always falls on the side of the consumer. We talked about the importance of the renewal or regular review of your policy, as well as the importance of asking some of the right questions at that review. We talked about finding a trusted agent, an insurance advisor to walk with you through the insurance process. And lastly, we talked about controlling premium price with the deductible rather than undercutting your coverage. So here's what you need to do to make a difference in how you deal with your insurance. Take action today. Gather your insurance policies together in one place. Contact your agent and review that plan, asking the right questions. Make sure that your agent is working on your behalf. This is done simply by asking them to help you reduce your premium. These are a few things, if implemented, can drastically change your current reality and quickly. So what is this really? This is an opportunity for you. Maybe you're already working with an agent or broker and you haven't looked at your insurance program for a long time. Did they contact you at the beginning of COVID to check on your auto mileage? Perhaps you've purchased your insurance online, don't even have an agent to review your insurance with, have to talk to an 800 number every time you call, a different person. Perhaps you're new to the wonderful world of insurance and want to get off on the right foot. What I'm offering you is a third party review, a second opinion, if you will, of your insurance program. We will sit down, remotely of course, and review your policy and coverage. I'll point out the solid parts of your policy and possibly the questionable side. I will let you know of any gaps I see in your insurance, and we will talk about how insurance works for you specifically. Because much of the work is done before our time together, our conversation will typically take less than this webinar. But when we're finished working together, you will understand the basics of insurance and how it works. You will be clear about your current policy, its strengths and weaknesses. Hopefully, you'll be confident in shopping for insurance, knowing how to do it and what questions to ask, and having the knowledge that frees you from feeling at the mercy of the insurance company. You know how you currently feel about insurance. What would working with a trusted, well-trained insurance professional advisor mean for you? Well, the good news is that you have a choice. You can take what we've been talking about and do something about it. Or you can do what you've always done and continue to feel frustrated, confused, and angry. But if you're still here right now, that tells me that you're still here for a reason. If you want to take back your power from the insurance company, then here is what I have for you. Taking back your power, your personal insurance review. During our time together, we will review your current insurance program. I'll teach you the questions to ask to quickly evaluate potential policies, companies, and agents when shopping for insurance. And I'll demonstrate for you the power of the deductible. But this isn't for everyone. It's only for people who understand the value of insurance, who are not shopping for insurance on price alone. It's for people who are open to bundling their policies for better protection and pricing. It's for people who are open to listening to professional advice. If that's you, then we've got a special experience for you. But first, let me answer the questions that may be on your mind. Why am I doing this? 1, I like helping people. 2, I am not a fan of the shady insurance practices and the damage done to the reputations of hundreds of professional insurance agents. I am offering a limited number of no obligation, free strategy sessions to help people like yourself put together a specific insurance program that you are confident will protect you and your family. It's also, frankly, how I pick up new clients from time to time. If during our conversation we see a potential fit, we can discuss it further. But if not, you'll still have learned about your insurance and your current program. that can help you moving forward. After our time together, I will consider you part of our agency family and invite you to reach out to me with your insurance questions at any time, whether or not you become an actual client. Also, I will make available to you valuable checklists developed specifically to help you deal with your insurance. The good news is that you have a choice. You can take what we've been talking about and do something about it now. Or you can do what you've always done and continue to get the results you've always gotten. But if you're here right now still, again, it tells me you are here for a reason. Insurance does not have to be confusing and frustrating. Call me at the number on the slide, or better yet, use this URL to schedule your review. I want to thank you for our time today. I hope you and your family are well and stay safe. I look forward to talking to you about your insurance. Have a great day.